All right, good day, scholars. Today we're going to be making your user interface for your Paws United application. So first off, we only have the I lost my pet sort of screen here. That's all we're going to be working on for right now. If we have time, we'll add in the I found a pet, but this is your main feature. So I want to make sure that we have that nice looking, and then we'll do the code for it later, okay? And actually, I'm thinking the code won't be difficult at all. Um, and then you know what? We'll do these three, and then if you guys want to try and do it yourself, you can do the I found a pet screen yourself. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to MIT App Inventor, and I'm going to go to Projects. I'm going to start a new project. Obviously, you have to log in. I'm going to call it Paws United 2021, so I remember what it is, and it's going to load it up. When it first loads up, I like to change it to tablet size personally, because it makes it a little bit larger and easier to view. You can, I mean, monitor size is too big for me. I don't like it. Like, you got to scroll around. I prefer tablet. It depends on what your computer looks like. So, what we need, right? This first screen's super easy. Boom, image for your logo. Go to it, add the picture, upload your logo. Okay, I don't have your logo on my computer right now. I'm going to just upload an example. And there it is. First off, we already have a problem, right? The logo's on the left side. We want it in the middle. We're going to go to screen one, align horizontal, center. Boom, there it is. Next thing we need is two buttons. I lost my pet and I found a pet. Grab two buttons. Boom. One, two. Click on it. Change the text. I lost my pet. And then another button. I found my pet. I found my pet. Boom. And you're going to make it look however you want. I'm going to bold it. I'm going to make it larger. 24. Yeah, 24 looks about good. Bold it. You can change the shape. Rounded is my personal favorite. You can change the colors of them, right? So if you want them, I mean, like, it's like that doesn't look super good, right? If you're going to do that, change the text color too, maybe to white, okay? I'm going to do it for both of them. You can even change the background color if you want, right? So if you want the background color, go to screen one. Background color, change it to what you want, right? That hurts my eyes a little bit. Oh my gosh. But you guys can choose kind of how you want to do it, okay? You can also try and make these buttons look the same as well. So let's do the width, 40. 50? 50 would be good. I'm just doing this to make it look a little bit nicer. If that's your logo, we might want the buttons to be a little further down. I'm going to go to layout and grab a layout. Boom, that pushes those down. That will be invisible. And we're good to go. All right, that's the first screen. Super easy. Next one is lost pet. I'm going to go to the top left. I'm going to click on add screen, and I'm going to call this the lost screen. Hit OK. And it's going to bring up a blank screen here. Don't freak out. Screen one's still here. We're working on the lost screen, though, so it's starting off with nothing. Now, this is a little bit, this is going to be a little bit, I might change a few things. Let me think for a second. Okay, so I got an idea here. We're going to make it look basically like this. Okay, so we're going to go back. We need 3 checkboxes at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a layout horizontal arrangement. Okay, now you'll see, look at that, it's on the left side. We want it in the middle, so I'm going to go to the lost screen, align horizontal center. Here's this bad boy. I'm going to make the width of this about 90%, and I'm going to just start throwing in my checkboxes. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll see that this got small. Let's make the height of this a constant 10%. Let's add the text in there first. So cats, dogs, other. This one is cats. This one's going to say dogs. This one's going to say other. And then we can bold them. We can make the font sizes larger. Let's try 24 bolded. You could probably go a little bit higher if we want to. Let's try 30. That looks pretty good to me. Now we want these to be evenly spaced, right? So we're going to click on the arrangement they're in. We're going to align horizontal center. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some layouts between them. Doesn't matter what they are. We're going to put 2 layouts in between cats and dogs, and one between dogs and other. And then we're going to make these widths about 5%. 5%, 5%. Boom, there you go. Right now the checkboxes are apart from each other. Maybe one thing, if you're kind of worried about it, click on the checkbox and add a space before each of the words. and that will bring the word away from that checkbox a little bit so it's not like so close to it. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Next up is the scrolling arrangement here with the dogs in it. So first off, I'm not going to label it. I think what would be a good idea would be to have a search function in here. I'm not saying it's going to work necessarily, but I'm going to add one in there. I'm going to make the width of it about 60%. That way they can search for it, make the hint search for pets. Just, you know, we're not going to code that, but it's there because it would make sense. You know what I mean? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layout. And because, so these are, what this is, right? This is a scrolling arrangement. And everything in the arrangement is organized vertically, right? From top to bottom, right? So we have this pet right here, the next pet right below it, the next pet right below it, so on and so forth. But inside of these pets, right, the components are organized left to right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one big vertical scrolling arrangement with a bunch of smaller horizontal arrangements within them. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to take a vertical scroll arrangement. Boom, there it is. We're going to up the width of this bad boy to about 90. Let's go height. Let's try 80. Is that big enough? Perfect. 80 is perfect. Unless we need a button down there, we don't. We're good. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put some horizontal arrangements in this bad boy. Boom. 1, 2. We're going to do 4. And then I'm going to do one of these, and then the rest of you guys you can do the rest of them because this is going to take a bit. So I'm having a brain fart. Oh my gosh. Let me sit for a second. How I would do this is I would take each of these arrangements and I would with fill parent. Boom. Now when I put things into this, right? So I would fill parent for all these with. Okay. So on and so forth. Then we want a picture of an animal. And then next to that picture, we want a description, right? Just like the title of it. Nothing, not like a paragraph or nothing, like 4 or 5 words max. But we want the user to be able to click on these to be able to go to the next screen, right? So instead of just pictures, what we need is a button. So I'm going to take a button, put it in here. And now you'll see that this has made this smaller, which is bad. Let's click on these 4 arrangements inside, and let's make the height of these 10 and 15. 15%. So automatically make the height of your horizontal arrangements within this scrolling arrangement 15. Okay. Right, and then the width of these are fill parent. I'll just do it. Okay. Now we can start putting these in. So we got a button in here. I'm going to make the height of the button, guess what? 15%. So it fills that whole area. I'm going to make the width of it 25. That way it's close to like a squarish rectangle. And you're going to do that. We're going to put buttons in each of these, right? You're going to put buttons in each of these. I'm not going to go through and do all of it, but you get the idea. Click on each of these arrangements. Set all of the arrangements align vertical center. That way the buttons will be automatically in the center. See what it does here? Align vertical center, and it puts the button in the center. So do that for all those as well. And then that button is where you're going to put a picture of the animal as an example, right? So I don't have... So I'm going to click on that button. I'm going to change the image to the logo example just so you can see. You'd get rid of the text, and then that's where like the picture of the dog, cat, whatever would be, okay? Then what we're going to do is we need a description next to it. And all that is a label. Boom, there it is, right? Black lab. Let's call it just a black lab, right? Make it bold, make it big, make it fancy. You guys get the idea. And you'd put a picture of a black Labrador Retriever in there. And then lastly, you can take arrangement, put it in between. And now you can make the width of that, 10%. Something like that. That way you got a button, you got a label, and you're going to do that for each of these. Okay? So heads up on that. I'm not going to do it all because it would take me a while. So that's that screen. Okay? Make it look how you want, change the colors how you want. It's fine with me. But that's how you're going to make that look. Let's make the next screen. So this will be I'm going to call this the animal screen. So this will be the screen where the animal that you choose pops up. Okay, so when they click on the button or when they click on the picture of the animal, it's going to open this screen. So I'm going to call this the animal screen. Let's call it the pet screen. Easier to remember. I'm gonna open up a new blank screen. Don't freak out. You already have your lost screen still here, and your screen one is still here. And we're gonna design this screen. So at the top of the screen, right, it's gonna have the name of the animal. So let's change the screen to align horizontal center, and let's make the label say something just as an example. So I'm gonna say I have a black lab. Okay. Make it bold, make it fancy. Boom, there you go. And then pictures. So we need some spots for some pictures. So I'm going to put a layout in here, horizontal arrangement. I'm going to make the width of it about 80%. And I'm going to throw some pictures as examples in there. Image, image. Let's align horizontal center for that. And then I'm going to put my pictures in here. Again, you'll find your own pictures. I'm just using mine as an example. These are absolutely huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the height and width of these images 15 by 25. And you'll notice it messed up my arrangement. So I got to do the same thing for my arrangement as well. Height 15. There you go. Right. And then you can put your pictures of the doggies or whatever it is, right? So we got our pictures. And then you need a space for the user to put their information in, or for the user to see the information that the user put in there about the dog they found. So I'm going to do a layout as a spacer, make the height 5%. And then I'm going to put a, let's put a label. And then this is where you're going to put your, right? So it'll say, you know, black lab found near the Allsups on Airport Road. Has no identifying markers. Really friendly. Blah, 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 blah. Right, you guys get the idea, right? Just type in some stuff. Okay. You'll see it goes off the sides, right? So what we got to do, click on that label with 80%. Right, and then that's where it would pop up. So you might want to make it bold. You might want to make it larger. It just kind of depends on what you want. You guys will put in some fake information here as an example. And then we're going to put another layout as a spacer. And again, these layouts are invisible. Okay. I'm going to make the height of this one 40. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put a horizontal arrangement down here. We're going to make the width of that about 80%. And we're going to put some buttons in here for the user to click on to contact the user or go back. Right? So this one is back. This one will be contact. And make them look how you want. Right? So we can make this arrangement align horizontal center. We can make these larger, right? Obviously, you want to bold them probably, make the font look a little bit better. Round them off if you really want to. Change the colors if you really want to. Grab a layout, plop it between them to make them go to the other sides. Boom, you're good to go. Okay? So, that's basically it. I know it looks a little weird. It's going to look weird. But you got your screen one with the 2 buttons. If you want to make a 4th screen for the I Found a Pet and try and do that yourself, you can. I can help you with that later if we have time. You have your lost screen where they can scroll through the cats, dogs, and others. And then we've got the pet screen where they can look at a specific pet, see the pictures of the pet, read about the pet, and contact the user about finding that pet and getting in contact with it. So that's basically it, gentlemen. Make it look how you want. As long as you get the skeleton of it there, you're good to go. And we'll work on the coding later. And we'll work on making it look a little bit better later as well.